What's up, guys? Welcome back. Leo Patzel Productions. Thank you very much for tuning in. This is the part 3 video all about the Osee G7 Pro external camera monitor. Guys, I am telling you, better yet, I am promising you, this is the perfect external camera monitor. It is jam-packed with so many features. Just to go ahead and quickly name a few: 7 inches, touchscreen, 3000 nits, HDMI input and output, 3G SDI input and output. Guys, the list goes on. Stick with me because in today's video, part 3, we're going to be focusing on how to connect this monitor to our cameras so this monitor can actually take control of some of the settings on our camera, which is fantastic. I'm going to be showing you guys how to easily connect it, even some tips and tricks on some settings that you might need to do on your camera to get it kind of working. Overall, very easy. I also want to show you what controls do we actually have on the monitor for the camera. So all of this I'm going to be covering in this video, part 3. If you guys want to know more about the Osee G7 Pro monitor, I definitely recommend to take a look at my video number 1 and 2 and any other future videos. So for you to easily be able to do that, I've created a playlist link down in the description of this video. So you can just click on that link, that playlist, and now you can visit all the different videos I created about this monitor. All right, guys, check it out. I have some exciting news for you. Osee has just added a bunch of camera models that the G7 Pro is going to be able to support, and the Panasonic lineup, the Lumix, is actually one of them. They have added several different Panasonic cameras. I'm going to be sharing with you guys the list right over here onto the screen. And guess what? That is not all. They have also added Z cameras, the cinema camera, box-shaped cameras, several different models of the Z cam as well. And they're going to continue to add more camera support. So I'm actually super blown away and very happy about this because I own 2 Panasonic GH6s and I own 2 Z-Cams as well, the Z-Cam E2M4 and the Z-Cam E2S6. So guys, let's go ahead and quickly have a closer look over here at my setup. Very simple and straightforward. The monitor is being powered with the NPF battery. The HDMI input on the monitor is coming from the GH6 camera. And you can see right over here, I have the USB-C cable coming from the monitor going over here into my Panasonic GH6. So how did I actually get it to work? Well, in my experience, from what I've done in my test, I had to come over here into the menu and I needed to come over here to this USB setting. And I came over here to the very top one, USB mode. And I found from my test, PC tether was the one that worked for me. Fantastic. So now that that is selected, let's go ahead and see what the G7 Pro is actually capable of doing. So first things first, to prepare your G7 Pro just in case, we can come over here over to the menu, and we want to actually go over here to control as far as the camera control mode. I have it set to camera. The connection mode is USB. And what am I going to be triggering? The video. So let's go ahead and exit out of this. Perfect. So now this is the one-touch control feature, switching feature between monitor controls, as you guys are already familiar with, all my tools that I have configured here towards the bottom. And the one-touch control is actually this icon over here to the bottom left, all the way to the bottom left. And we can just go ahead and tap on that. And that's going to switch between monitor controls with all my tools now to my camera controls that you see over here to the left-hand side. So just quickly, let's have a closer peek over here at the top. You can see it's telling me my camera battery percentage. It's also telling me the file name right here at the top. It's telling me that I'm in manual focus. I'm filming right now in MOV H.264. I do have it set to 4K 30 frames per second. And yes, it is the camera, the Panasonic GH6. So onto the left-hand side here, these are all of the controls. Starting off onto the top, this is basically like a touch to focus control. From my testing so far at the time of making this video, I have actually turned on my Panasonic GH6 autofocus along with the lens, and I tried changing some settings to kind of make it work, but I have not been successful to have the autofocus settings work. To be honest with you, I do not really use autofocus with my GH6 because most of the time I'm just doing video and I tend to always just use manual focus. If I do take photos, yes, I can use autofocus in general with my GH6, but it seems like no matter if I switch to video mode or to photo mode. I have not been able to get the G7 Pro monitor to control my touch to focus or any focus settings for that matter. So let's go over here to the next icon. You can also see that it is grayed out, and this is actually my shutter speed. So for some reason, it's actually not allowing me to adjust my shutter speed for my video settings. But what I noticed, if I switch over here to photo mode, okay, so I just switched over to photo mode. Just give it a second to load up over here. You can see the exposure is a little bit overexposed. We can quickly change that shortly. But now we do have that icon for the shutter control enabled. So you can see right now I have it 1/80, and we can change these settings and adjust the exposure that way. So that is fantastic. Another thing that we have over here is aperture control for the iris. You can see it's at f2.8. And we can go ahead and change this if we would like to, up or down with these little arrows, little touch screen. So that is definitely really nice. We do have the option to start recording and stop recording right over here with this little red icon. Next over here, we do have ISO control as well. So right now I'm at ISO 640. I can bring it up to any settings, and you can see it's obviously reflecting here on the camera and along with the monitor. Let's have a closer look at the next one over here, which is white balance. So at first this was not working for me, and that is because I had to change a setting over here onto my GH6. So let me just go ahead and show you guys. Let's go ahead and press the white balance button here at the top. What I usually have it set to is one of these ones that I have actually configured myself. So I set my own custom white balance. And as you see, when I normally have it set to this setting, these arrows are grayed out, which don't allow me to change it over here on the G7 Pro. And same thing goes for an example like some of these presets that we have here. Also, these arrows on the G7 Pro are grayed out, so I can't do it. So again, just to kind of save you guys some hassle, shift over your white balance to one of these settings over here towards the end. Go ahead and select that. And now we have the arrows and full control. And now if we wanted to close this menu, because we're done adjusting everything, as you see, my exposure is looking pretty good. I've did everything I wanted to do. And now I can just go ahead and basically close this menu, and now I have a full screen again. So let's go back over here to the video mode onto the GH6. Let's tap over here onto the G7 Pro to open up the menu again. Let's switch from monitor controls over to camera controls, and bingo, here we are. We have the similar controls over here in video mode. Again, we have the shutter speed here at the top. We have the aperture controls, start and stop recording, ISO, white balance, and we can close this menu if we want to. And if we want to open it up, we just press over here onto the bottom left. And if we want to switch to monitor controls, you just press the button over here onto the very bottom left. And fantastic, we're back in action with all of our tools that we can go ahead and enable over here. Well guys, it looks like a wrap for today's video. I definitely appreciate you guys tuning in. You guys can go ahead and judge for yourself. The G7 Pro is a game changer. I am definitely super impressed with this monitor, and I'm telling you guys, Osee is not just a brand that designs and manufactures and sells camera monitors and equipment. They stand behind their products. So I'm telling you guys, the customer support goes a long way, and I definitely stand behind the Osee products as well. So if you guys are interested in the G7 Pro or any of their other equipment, I will leave some links down into the description down below, so you guys can go ahead and purchase them, for an example, on Amazon, or visit their website to find out more information, etc. If you guys do have any questions or comments, let me know down in the comment section down below. Again, I totally appreciate you guys watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on the next video. Till next time, peace.